Alright, this is a tutorial on how to create a 3D cutout effect on backgrounds and to place your visualizer behind it. This has been very popular recently, and in the tutorial that's been going around showing people how to do it, it's been very clear in how one does things but not why, and this tutorial is supposed to show you more of the reasons behind what one does and to give you a better feel for working in Rainmeter and creating custom skins. To do this tutorial, first you need a desktop, a wallpaper that you want to put a visualizer behind, and of course the visualizer. I'm using Fountain of Colors. I'll demonstrate it here. So I've spread it across the entire desktop to be behind this mountain. So you want to just place it approximately where it'll be, directly under the line that's going to be covered. So first things first, we're going to create our skin, and to do this you need to first type in Rainmeter, which will just declare this as a meter and allow you to make the first parameters. And if you type in update -1, what that means is the skin won't update after it's loaded, and you want to do that to save on processing power, because you don't need to update a static image that's going to just be your background. Then I'm going to just call it background, the meter itself, because I can't come up with a better name, and that's basically what it is. So the meter type is going to be an image. All this means is that the thing that's going to be displayed by Rainmeter is an image, which it'll be. The image name is the file path to that image. So we're going to do #background.png. This background.png can be whatever you want to name your file. I'm going to use background.png in this video. It's very important that it's a .png, however, because of the transparency that's important to keep the visualizer behind it. And now to declare the width and the height, I'm using a 1920 by 1080 display. So you will want to type in whatever your resolution is, and whatever resolution your picture is. And this is already our skin, so now we can just save it as background.ini. It's important that it's a .ini. This is the type of file that Rainmeter reads for its skins. So now I have background.ini saved there. I can create a new folder. We're creating the file path that Rainmeter will read to find your skin. So let's just call it background. And then inside of this, we're going to create a new folder called @resources. What this does is it allows for your Rainmeter skin to directly read out of this folder. So this #@ will look in the @resources folder for background.png. And then create one more folder where the skin itself will go. Call that background. And inside of this we can place our actual skin. So now that that's actually done, now the only thing we still need to do is create the actual cutout. So I'm going to use Photoshop. You can use whatever tool you want, but Photoshop is pretty ideal for what I want to do. You can use GIMP or PaintNet, but it doesn't really matter. So you want to take some type of auto selection tool and select around your cutout. Select everything that you're going to delete. So this looks pretty good as a rough estimate. I'm going to zoom in and touch up the edges here. Like this should probably be part of it, as well as this small little bit and this cloud. So now I'm pretty happy with my cutout. I can actually just delete that, and in a new layer fill that in with black and set the opacity of that layer to 1. So what this will do is, if you needed to cut out any of the sides of your layer, or you want to shift it vertically, you won't be able to shift it very much, actually at all, ideally, if this fits your display. So this is 1920 by 1080, which is my display. Filling this with black at 1% opacity won't allow you to see that effect, but it'll keep the image at a full 1920 by 1080, so Rainmeter won't allow you to shift it around so it won't get messed out of place. I see that's an issue that a lot of people have. So now you want to save it as a PNG, and we called it background.png before. Background.png. So the compression doesn't really matter if it's interlaced or not. I just use smallest because I want a smaller file. And so now in this at resources, we can put background.png, and now our skin is done. Now all we need to do is go into the manage Rainmeter layout, and if you hit open folder on any skin, you'll go into its respective folder. If you go back one, you'll go into the entire skins folder, where you can just drag your background. So if I move this to skins, it'll appear there, but I still can't see it in Rainmeter until I refresh all. Now I can see background. If I run background.ini, it looks like nothing has changed at all. I can load and unload it, and actually nothing has changed. I'm going to place it on desktop, and click through is ideal. I mean, being able to click on it, you can right click and see that it's a Rainmeter. If you click through, this will just act like a regular desktop. But now if I put my visualizer, which is Fountain of Colors, if I put this on desktop behind it, and hit play, it'll come up behind it. It's very important that you keep these on desktop, and I turn off draggable and turn on click through on your on whatever visualizer you're using. And you can see that you're selecting on the desktop behind it actually, but it won't interfere. The one problem is that like files will get hidden behind it, but that'll happen with any type of cutout. The one great thing is that here one can't actually resize it. Well, one won't accidentally resize it, and one won't accidentally drag it around. First of all, because we turned off draggable, but second of all, because there's that very thin layer of black covering the top that makes this image a complete 1920 by 1080 frame. So I hope that it went a little more in depth into why we do what we do and how we do it. I'll just leave you with the last shot of it, and thanks for watching.